This industry is so good at pitting actor against actor, artist against artist. You start as a kid nurturing this love for the work because it offers you this deep human connection. And then you approach the industry and that connection turns to competition. And you start asking yourself, how can I be better than, different than, more talented than? And it creates a situation in which you hear of another actor booking something, and whether it's a friend or an acquaintance or even your spouse or partner, and you muster up a smile and say, that's so great, but what you're really thinking is, yeah, but what about me? When is it going to be my time? I think about when I pursued an acting career years ago. It was my first test. I was in my early 20s, and it was down to 4 of us or so for this role, a series regular on a TV show. And they took 2 of us first to the waiting room after the waiting room, And so I was in there with this other actor. He went in first, and he came back out, and he said, he was really sweet. We were chatting the whole time. He said, it's a super cool room. There's only 4 of them in there, so go and have a good time. And so I thought, oh, great, thanks. That's sweet of you, and we had a good rapport. And I walk in, and there are 35 to 40 people in the room. What he did was he tried to sabotage me. And what was interesting, we were very, very different, look-wise and energetically and otherwise. Clearly it was, if they wanted him, they didn't want me, and vice versa. But this is the kind of behavior, of energy, of a mindset that this industry perpetuates. Because in many ways it is this egoic structure that is trying to make money and satisfy shareholders. And in the interest of doing that, it starts to separate and categorize and compare and then subcategorize. And actors take all that on. But this mindset is a mindset of scarcity. It's a mindset that says that there is not enough to go around, and I need to scratch and claw to get to my piece of it. I have to take my piece of it because there's not enough for me. And if I get some, then you won't. And it's a notion that suggests that there's not enough to go around. Now, you look at the numbers, this is an unscientific poll, but at one point I heard that 3 to 6% of actors are working at any given time. And an actor can take that on, that I need to lie, cheat, and steal to make this happen, So I got to finesse and massage, and I got to find my way in. And I think what happens is, beyond not being a very happy way to live, that starts becoming antithetical to art, to the kind of mindset that is required to prepare and then express or actualize acting talent in a scene, in an audition room, in a self-tape. To me, the kind of work, the kind of mindset that perpetuates a healthy acting career is a creative mindset, not a scarcity mindset. The creative mindset says that I have the ability to create within me. There is no, dearth of opportunity to be creative, to be artistic, to express that. And I think when you take on elements of the business and don't push back against it in a really muscular way, with a practice of artistic exploration that both fills your artistic tank, but also gets the artistic creative wheels turning so that when the scene comes in, you can approach it as a creator would, rather than what can I do here to stand out and be different than and be better than, but where does this live in me? How can I bring to bear the totality of my creative talent to this? And that is a different mindset. And here is the train wreck between this egoic identity and the bean counters found therein, and the agents and administrators and technicians of the industry, and even the creative people, non-actor creative people in the industry, who are trying to get the damn show on the air, and only that. And in the interest of doing that, they lose sight of the creative stuff because they can't keep it all together, because either they lose trust in the creative stuff, or they're unconscious or too busy and feel too much pressure to focus on the creative stuff. It's your job to walk in there as a creator, void of any stench of the desperation of, I need this so bad because of my validation, or I need the health insurance or my rent or whatever else, and there's not enough to go around, and please love me. Well, the the thing that pushes back against that and creates space for your talent is this creative mindset. This notion that I have the ability as an artist to, from within, bringing to bear the stories and experiences of my ancestors, of the general human experience. I can tap into that universal vein of the human experience and create something within the industry, without the industry, on my own. I am the source of creativity. And understanding that, believing that, trusting that is a practice. If you're engaged too much in the practice of the networking and the branding and the typing, which, the branding stuff makes me want to vomit, and as much as it can tend to limit your creativity, limit what's unique about you that might be antithetical to the tropes that the industry offers. And throwing away all those limitations and drowning yourself in the limitlessness of your own creativity, knowing that you are a source of creativity, that's a practice. And when you engage in it, good things happen. And you're less likely to get distracted and derailed by the ups and downs of this egoic structure that is the industry that will compare you, that will cut you up, dissect you, that will create self-consciousness that can sabotage your work. Always focus on the creative. Always do the work of believing and trusting and knowing that you are a source of creativity, a limitless source of creativity. And the answer is a practice. It has to be a practice. Do the work. There's no path to success that doesn't come through the work itself.